Thursday practice notes. Brady, quarterback, did not practice, refused to take off stormtrooper helmet. Oh, Tom, up to his usual tricks on Instagram. Hello and welcome into Football Now. It's presented by Polar Fleece, the official uniform of New England. Tom Brady did, in fact, practice on Thursday, despite his scary social media post. He was, however, listed as limited this week due to his right shoulder. But fear not, Pats Nation, the GOAT is expected to play on Sunday night, and he was actually taken off the injury report on Thursday.
I'm not hurt. I feel good. I'm off the injury report yesterday. I'm a quick healer. Yeah, feel pretty good. Thank you.
Here's a look at the rest of the injury report from this week. Right guard Shaq Mason's one guy to keep an eye on. He missed last week's game against the Browns and has been limited this week with an ankle injury. Also, tight ends Matt Lacoste and Ryan Izzo, who've both missed the past few weeks. The Pats cut tight end Eric Tomlinson this week, which indicates at least one of these guys will likely be ready to suit up on Sunday. Julian Edelman also still on the injury report with that chest injury he suffered in week 3. But that hasn't been hindering him much. Jules caught 8 passes for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Browns. The biggest criticism of this 8-0 Patriots team this season has been that they haven't played anyone. Considering the fact that their opponents thus far have a combined record of 14-37, the haters may kind of have a point. Emphasis on kind of. The Patriots, especially their defense, are firing on all cylinders. But Lamar Jackson and the 5-2 Baltimore Ravens will be their greatest test yet.
It's kind of like I've never seen, a player like this at the quarterback position, I think. Obviously his speed, the way he's able to throw the ball down the field, I think. You watch some games where he's moving around the pocket, he's close to running, and he sees a guy downfield, and it's like he flicks his wrist, and it's 50 yards down the field easily. So
yeah, that is a major problem, and everybody's had trouble with him. It'd be a big challenge for us. Yeah, he can do it all. He can run, he can throw on the run, can extend plays. It's tough.
Of course, the Pats are going to give credit where credit is due. And yes, Lamar Jackson has been impressive so far this season. But in congruence with spooky season, the Patriots defense and their boogeymen have had young quarterbacks seeing ghosts. And while Sam Darnold may be the only one on tape saying it, he hasn't been alone. The Pats have faced 4 quarterbacks from the 2018 draft class. Against those youngsters, Bill Belichick's squad is a perfect 6-0 with a scoring margin of 181-38. Lamar Jackson will try to become the first quarterback from the 2018 draft class to break that streak. Now, a big part of that success has been because of the Patriots defense, specifically the Boogeymen, whose collective nickname is especially fitting for this time of year. The Patriots defense as a whole is giving up just 7.6 points per game and has scored nearly as many touchdowns as they've given up. The Pats have 4 defensive TDs while they've given up just 5. 3 of those 4 touchdowns were scored by linebackers. But the Pats secondary ain't too bad either. For the second straight month, a Patriots defensive back has been named AFC Defensive Player of the Month. In September, it was Devin McCourty, and on Thursday, Stephon Gilmore received the honor for October. It's time now for our Patriots beat writer to answer some of your burning questions. So without further ado, here is Doug Hyde with this week's mailbag.
That's how I warm up my voice for the mailbag. All right, we good? Hello and welcome to this week's mailbag. I'm Doug Hyde. If you have a question for me, tweet it to me at Doug Hyde using the hashtag MailDoug, and I will try to answer it. First question here comes from Kieran, who asks, can Harry surpass Dorsett or Sanu as wide receiver 2 this season? Wide receiver 2 might be pushing it. I could see N'Keal Harry emerging as the 3rd wide receiver in the Patriots offense, but I do think that obviously Julian Edelman will be the wide receiver 1 for the Patriots. I think Mohamed Sanu eventually will take over that wide receiver 2 spot, if that's what you want to call it. And I think that Harry could emerge as that 3rd option there in the Patriots offense, just based on what Edelman and what Sanu do best. They're both kind of slot/Z receivers. Z receivers, for those who don't know, are kind of off the line of scrimmage. They can go in motion. Those 2 roles in the Patriots offense, at least with Edelman, Edelman are kind of interchangeable, whereas N'Keal Harry is more of an X receiver where he lines up on the line of scrimmage, can get off press coverage, and run some more isolated routes. There's no other real prototypical X receiver in the Patriots offense now that Josh Gordon is gone. So I do think that N'Keal Harry could take over that role if he can catch up on offense and if he can stay healthy and all those other ifs. But I do think that he has that potential to be the third receiver in the Patriots offense and maybe even be Tom Brady's third or fourth target.
All right, that'll do it for this episode of Football Now. We'll leave you with one last eerie sight from the practice fields. Dun dun dun! Brandon Bolden ready to scare off the Ravens. Enjoy your Halloween weekend, everybody. We'll catch you next week.